Am I the asshole for telling my stepkids I won't be raising their future kids? I met my husband 2 years after his divorce. He was on decent terms with his ex-wife, and they shared custody of their 2 children civilly. She and I got along fine when we met. I was introduced to her briefly before the kids. Then I met the kids and we got along really well. We even had a photo of just me and them taken on mine and my husband's wedding day. Things with his ex got a little weird after the wedding. My husband's ex was different. I still can't describe it perfectly, but it was like she spoke with a small amount of hostility that wasn't there before. It was such a small change, but we noticed it and tried asking her about it, but she denied there being any problems. She even remarried herself and divorced soon after. My husband and I have twins together. When I was pregnant with them is when his excess hostility was no longer hidden, and she was no longer saying everything was fine. She told my husband she was keeping the kids and he would never see them again. He told her he would fight in court for them, which unfortunately had to happen because she withheld and even refused to hand them back over when the police were called to intervene after she refused to discuss contact. My husband was told he had to get the police involved so he could document her withholding the kids. Texts would not be enough. This continued for several months, and I gave birth in that time. When it did get to a judge, he ordered my husband get primary custody, and his ex would only be allowed supervised visits. At the time, my stepkids were 10 and 7. Our relationship changed after this. They had heard nothing but awful things about me when their mum withheld them from us, and they believed her. I was told every day they hated me. They told me I was never going to be their real family. And they didn't have to be nice to me or listen to me. They would also make things harder for me. They'd hide or break things I was using. They would throw stuff at me, cuss at me, and scream at me at the top of their lungs. We got them therapy. My husband told them disrespect would not be tolerated. It was a long, hard battle for the bad behavior. Even when a lot of the bad behavior stopped, it didn't all go away. They were still cold and distant. They would always short-clipped answers, and there was no return of their affection. They even tore up photos of us from before and cut me out of family photos they had. I was just there to be loving and a safe space for them. I never pushed or tried to punish them after a point, but I did keep loving them and was always open to them coming to me if they needed me. However, I saw the writing on the wall. I got my bio-children therapy to help them with everything going on in their home. I spoke to my husband. He believed they would see the truth eventually and soften toward me again because I was good to them and not being pushed on them. In April, my stepdaughter turned 18 and she moved into her mum's house. She graduated at the end of May and refused to invite me. She told my husband and her grandparents, husband's parents. They were welcome, but never me or our kids were included in that. She had 3 tickets for them. My husband was hesitated, but I told him to go and show her he still loved her. Her grandparents went a few weeks after my stepson, who's 21, and his partner welcomed their first child. It was around this time where my stepkids told the family group chat that they wanted nothing to do with me. I saw it coming and prepared for it so I could handle it.